And here we are, back after yesterday's exciting feature race for today's sprint. The top 8 from yesterday have been reversed for the grid down below, and we're almost ready to start. In the commentary box for the big race today, I'm Alex Jakes, and joining me once again, it's Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as well as being the 2012 GP2 champion, you also have experience as a test driver in F1. What would you say are the biggest differences for people fresh to the world of F2?
Well, Alex, I think it's an exciting time in Formula 2 right now. For spectators, a lot of excitement comes from all the drivers being in the same car. That puts the emphasis on driver skills, meaning lots of overtakes, which means exciting race for us.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Hello everyone and welcome back, guys, to the Italian GP sprint race, where today we're here back at the Festival of Speed. We're here in Monza after the weekend's fairly successful feature race. Obviously, if you guys missed out on that video, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But today we are here for the 11-lap sprint race around this Italian Grand Prix circuit. We start P2 on the grid, and I think I just want to jump straight into this one. We need a good race here today if we want to try and further extend our margin over Nick de Vries. We're on the front row alongside Jordan King. The 5 lights are coming on now then, and it is going to be lights out and away we go. They're responding again quite poorly to the lights. I just don't think I can get the starts now down here in the F2 cars. As we head down towards turn 1, there are a lot of cars getting a much better run than myself. Will try to stick on the inside through turn 1. We got Giotto and Hubert trying to get the power down as best as possible, but struggling to find the traction out the first couple of corners there. We immediately drop down to P6 of this Grand Prix here. Hopefully we can try and get back past Giotto. He's going to try and go defensive and just move a bit all over the road in front of me there. In all honesty, we've got round the outside. We take a lot of curb through the second part of the second chicane there. I think, is that the Retro Aposta? I don't know the corner names around here. I know Ascari, Parabolica, and that's about it, in all honesty, around this circuit there. But we've survived the opening half of lap, which is better than we did at the weekend here. We're still down to P5 though, but hopefully we can try and stick close to these guys. It looks like Jordan King is already trying to make a bit of a breakaway as best as possible. Their Sete Camera's gone off to a fantastic start all the way up into P2 of this race, but obviously the DRS trains are probably going to be quite crucial around here. Let's see if we can just stick with Hubert and Aitken. End of lap 2 though, Hubert already seems to be struggling a little bit to keep up with the guys in front. We set up purple final sector. DRS has now been enabled. We might not even need it as we head down towards turn 1. Hubert's going to go defensive. We're just going to try and go a bit later on the brakes there, but no, he's actually a bit later in towards turn 1. Yellow flags are out. Not too sure what that's all about. Who's struggling? And we're going to find out. It's Giuliano Alesi. So I don't think that's going to make a world of difference. Out of the second Lesmo, we've got the DRS on Hubert. However, we have also got an awful run on the exit. We do definitely need to try and get past him as soon as possible here, because we need to try and outscore Nick de Vries in this race as we head down in towards Ascari. Got quite a good run through that, all over the back of Hubert, trying to use up all of the track width on the exit. Hubert, though, he's not going to go defensive this time around, so we're going to have a nice clean run up the inside. Just pretty evenly on the brakes. Get it down to the apex through Parabolica. Try to get the power on the exit. A little bit of sideways action there, but we get it done. Although Hubert now is probably going to be able to get the run back past me. Let's have a look. Down towards turn 1. We go defensive. Hubert on the outside.
Yellow flag.
Try to keep the nose there. Ooh, give Hubert a bit more of a squeeze than I was intending, but I think the yellow flags were still out, so we probably couldn't have pulled off the move anyway. Next up then is Jack Aitken. We need to get back on the podium. pretty much now then at the halfway stage of this race, and this lap so far has felt really, really hooked up in towards the final corner. We should now have the DRS. Aitken and Sete Camera luckily have held each other up a bit over the last couple of laps with a bit of squabbling, hence why we have been able to close down the gap. But it is a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix at 31.2. I will take that quite happily as we head down towards turn 1. The Sete Camera's going defensive. Oh, he moves across Aitken just a bit there in the braking zone. I'm not too sure Jack Aitken is going to be too happy with that one. Try to get the power down on the exit as best as possible. Obviously, we need to try and get past these guys to fight Jordan King if we want to be taking over sprint race victory here. What is Aitken? He's got quite a good run. I don't think we're going to be able to go for anything. Oh, he actually locks up though, so he's clearly worried about it just a little bit there, clearly panicking. He's going to go defensive into the first Lesmo. We learnt though from Tatiana Calderon that going around the outside there doesn't really work out for you. Through the second one though, can we get a good run out onto the back straight? I don't think it's going to be helped too much by the fact obviously Aitken has got the DRS as well, unfortunately. So we're both sort of getting towed along back up to Sete Camera. But we're definitely starting to lose a lot of time behind. Is it Campos? I think it's Campos. I might be wrong though. Yeah, anyway, down towards the front, a couple of corners. Can we go for anything on Aitken here? It looks like we've got quite a good little run. Lunge it at the inside. And we're now up into the podium places. And, luckily, I'll have some DRS to defend from him as well. Could we potentially get a bit closer to Sete Camera on the run down towards turn 1? We're in the slipstream. We've got the DRS. We're gaining. Sete Camera's aware of it. He's going to go defensive. Have a look around the outside, perhaps, if we can. Hang him out to dry. Get good traction. Oh, a bit of a snap in third gear there, but we've pulled it off. We're now up into P2 of this race. And what is the gap to Jordan King at the front? Then it can't be much more than a couple of seconds. 2.1. 2.1 seconds. Jeff's telling me about the tyres. They feel absolutely fine at the moment, buddy. I'm not too sure what you're worried about. What are they on? 28%. Yeah, we've got nothing to worry about, Jeff. Monza isn't exactly known for its tyre wear. Gap's down to 1.7 to King at the front. Took 4/10 out of him last lap. We've taken 6/10 out of him on that last lap. They're almost another fast lap of the Grand Prix, and now we're just over the 1 second mark to Jordan King in the lead. That's a bit late on the brakes though. That'll cost us. Come on, get the power down. We've got the DRS now on Jordan King with 2 laps to go. Despite the mistake we made down in towards turn 1 last time round, we've taken more time out of him at the moment. But like I said, only 2 laps to go of this race. We need to try and time a move quite nicely. We're getting a bit loose on the exit. Braking down just for the 50 into Lesmo 2. Come on, we can do this. We need to try and get a good run here on Jordan King. We've obviously got the DRS. We're pretty much all over the back of him as we head down this back straightaway. Are we going to be able to gain enough, though, to go for anything into Ascari? We'll bail out that one, I think. We could have possibly sent it, but I don't feel too confident about going for that. Jordan King now all over the back of him. It looks like he's going to try and go defensive down in towards the final corner of the penultimate lap here. It gives me a big squeeze. We're pretty even actually on the brakes. King's going to hold the inside. We're going to try and go for the slow and fast outline out of the final corner there. Who has actually got the DRS though this time round? It is going to be King actually who's got the DRS. We set the fast lap of the Grand Prix though, and despite the lack of DRS, right around the outside we go there. It appears neither of us have got it. Down in towards turn 1. Oh, a big lock up on the fronts. But we've hooked up the run. We're around the outside, and we're now up into the lead, as long as we can get the power down, of this Italian Grand Prix here. Jordan King, though, he's got a much better run out of turn 1 here. Is he going to be able to go for anything down in towards the next chicane? I don't think he is this time round. We will hold on to the lead for now here, and we often get this in the Formula 2 sprint races even, I should say, more often, that we end up with last lap battles here, and it looks like here at Monza, It's happening again. Bit of a lock up there, but we luckily get the car turned in. Is Jordan King going to be able to get the run down this straight in towards Ascari? Can he go for something back on us in towards this braking zone here? I don't think he's going to get close enough. I think we're safe for the moment. Breaking down nice and tidy there. King still trying to apply the pressure, though. We need to get a good run off the exit. That is not the run I needed off the exit. Again, a little bit too early on the throttle. We're going to have to defend from King. Defend aggressively in towards the final corner of this race. Breaking down nice and tidy. We've got the inside line. Just park the bus there. King, he can't lug us off. He can't go for the switchback move. We get loose on the AstroTurf off the exit, though, but it is just about going to be enough. And we take the sprint race victory here in Monza there.
You've done it. Well done.
What a race that was in the end. I thought King would actually get us on the exit in the final corner there, but we held on. 15 points in the bag.
Here's our winner, pulling their Prema into Parc Ferme then. What a fantastic race. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handled it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way around.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Mick Schumacher, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Sean Galeol. Consistency, good buttons, sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders, who lose ground at the top of the table. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
So there we are then, guys, the end of the F2 weekend here from the Italian Grand Prix. And it's the full 17 points in the bag in the sprint race. They're only a tenth ahead of Jordan King at the end of that race there. Sette Camera, though, did a good job up into P3 for Dams. They still hold on to the lead of the constructors, if I'm not mistaken. They're ahead of Aitken, Giotto, Hubert, Delatraz and Matsushita finishes off the point scorers there, with my teammate Galeal picking up driver of the day. Nick de Vries, though, our main title rival, 13th. He takes nothing from this Italian... Well, I think he took 2 or 3 points from this Italian Grand Prix weekend there. And where are my other title rivals? It's pretty much now, I think, him and Giotto, who've always the consistency man. I know I've said it so much in this championship, who comes through for P5. In terms of the weekend, though, it was actually Latifi who brought home the most points there. 2 points more than myself there, with Sette Camera in third. Delatraz, Hubert, Giotto, Aitken, King, Nick de Vries, sorry, he took 5 points. I forgot about the pole position as well there, as well as Matsushita at the end of the day. Which means in terms of the Drivers' Championship, we've now got a 65-point advantage over Nick de Vries there. Sette Camera, sorry, I forgot about him in the title battle there. Now jumps Luca Giotto there, just 5 points separate those three behind us. But if I'm not mistaken, we could wrap up the championship in next weekend's Russian GP feature race here. Other movers, though, Jordan King jumps back past Louis Delatraz as well, further down the order, and I don't think there's any other swaps anywhere else. In terms of the team standings, though, we're trying to push hard, we're trying to keep up with Dams in that title fight as well. But at the moment, we're kind of relying on Sean Galeal getting his act together as well there. But yeah, like I said, hopefully next weekend's Russian Grand Prix, we can wrap up the Constructors' Championship, but obviously we'll have to wait and see about that at the end of the day. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, though. If you have, make sure you get yourself liked and subscribed to the channel. Obviously, if you didn't enjoy it, you know where that button is as well. Check out some other videos on your screens at the moment, and like I said, get yourself subscribed. You do not want to miss the final 4 rounds of this championship. But that'll do us for this time then, guys, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.